Hi guys, welcome to my Get Ready With Me everyday makeup tutorial. This is a look I like to do every day, kind of when I'm in a hurry or I'm going to work. I start off by using FX's Illuminating Primer. This one gives a nice dewy finish. My skin is really dry and I like a nice dewy look. I don't want to look dry, so this is the perfect primer that I recommend if you have dry skin or if you like to have a dewy look. I already moisturized my face before this step, and then I'm going ahead and putting on the primer. One of my favorite tricks is to use Max Prep and Prime and spray this on my face. It helps keep a moisturized, dewy look, and I just really like the effect it gives when I spray it on after my primer and before my foundation. Then I'm going to go in with NARS foundation. My color is Santa Fe. Then I'm going to go ahead and put that all over my face, and then I'll be blending that in with a damp beauty blender. It's super important with the beauty blender to make sure that it is damp, or it's not going to distribute the product like you want it to. It's not going to give that nice finish that a beauty blender gives. And as you'll see, I'm just dabbing it on. I don't swipe it back and forth. I don't want to really move the product. I want to just pat it right into my skin. Now I'm going to go in and set this foundation with some loose powder. A cheap drugstore version is the CoverGirl loose powder. I love this. It's a medium translucent, and I'm going to use it to set kind of my T-zone area for the foundation. I don't typically put a lot on my whole face, only because again I tend to run dry and I want to keep it looking dewy instead of a matte look. Now I'm going to go with Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. I love it because as you can see, it has a triangular end, which makes it super easy to do my brows with just one tool. I just start by underlining the bottom of my brow and just going around the border. And I like to extend the end of my eyebrows to make them a little bit longer, and then go ahead and then define that arch. But the great thing with this tool is you can go through and make it finer or thicker depending on what look you want for your eyebrows. I'll go ahead in and do my other eyebrows so that they both look wonderful. In the brow definer, the skinny end really can make it look like individual hairs, which I love that effect, kind of like the Brow Wiz. Now the other side of this brush has a spool, so I love to go through with that side, just kind of comb out my brows, make sure the product's on there evenly. And if I'm feeling some of my eyebrow hairs are going a little bit crazy or not where I want them to go, then I will go back through after with the NYX Tame and Frame pomade. I believe that's a medium brown. And a lot of times I like to use it just to define the tail of my brow. But you can also go ahead and put it through your whole brow wherever you want to get a little extra control and a little more staying power so that your eyebrow lasts. And that's it for the brows. Now I'm going to go with the Tartelette palette. I love this palette. It has some beautiful matte shades. And I want to just lightly define my under eye. I don't always like to go in with concealer, especially if I'm in a rush. So I'll go ahead and grab a little bit of Free Spirit and put that right under my eyebrow. Kind of highlight that brow bone, but it makes it really subtle. Move on to my eye area. Again with the Tartelette palette, I am going to go into Wanderer. It's a really neutral color on me, and I'm just taking a flat eyeshadow brush and getting that all over the lid. special events, I would use an eye primer, but for every day when it's early in the morning, I don't feel like spending a ton of time on my makeup, this is how I'll do it. I'll just go ahead and with the shadow. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Supermom only because I want to brighten up the inner corner of my eyes. I do have almond shaped eyes. I want to keep them nice and open, and putting that a little bit of that lighter color there just kind of helps keep them from looking closed off. Now I'm going to go in with a crease and blender brush and tap into Dreamer, which is more of, you can see a medium brown shade. I focus it on my outer corner, but I'm also going to do kind of like a windshield wiper blending motion throughout my crease to distribute that eyeshadow. And that'll just make it a little smokier and a little more interesting and making my eye look a little more intense when I'm done. And the key to good eyeshadow is blending, 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 blending. Just keep blending. The more you blend it, the better it's going to look. It's time consuming, but it's well worth it, especially if you're going to try to do more glamorous eye looks. And even for every day, just every look looks better when it's blended really well. I'm going to go in with a clean blender brush, and again, just go back through and just make sure everything is blended to my liking. Just going to wipe some of my fallout off. Now I like to use MAC's Fluidline and Blacktrack. I love this liquid liner. It's really intense. It doesn't budge once I put it on. So you can use any sort of eyeliner brush, whichever your preference is. This is the kind of brush I prefer. Some people prefer the skinnier brushes. And I'm going to just start doing my liquid liner. I start as close to my lash line as possible, and I just kind of slowly sweep it across. The last part I do for my liquid liner is the flick at the end. I like to do that part last. And then you can make it however thick or thin you want, whatever you feel like doing. If you don't like eyeliner or liquid eyeliner, you can skip this step entirely. I go through, I skipped that step, but I use any sort of black eyeliner to go ahead and tight line underneath my liquid liner so there's no gap. Then I went in with NARS Audacious mascara and put that across my top lashes. We're going to use the Ardell 113 lashes and Revlon's Precision Lash Glue to put on some falsies. I love Revlon's Precision Glue. There's no formaldehyde in it. My eyes are very sensitive, and this glue, these lashes will stay on forever and it will never upset my eyes or make them water. So I'm going to go ahead and put a thin coat of the Revlon Lash Glue on the band of the lash. The key is to make sure it dries a little tacky before you try to put it on top of your lashes. And then I place it right on top of my lash line, and then you'll see I'll go through and kind of press them in. Make sure they're where I want them to be and they're in place before it dries. I'm just waiting for it to dry there. Now I'm going to go with Urban Decay's Naked Skin Concealer for my under eye area because I have some darkness going on. I want to brighten up that area. I put it on the sides of my nose because the sides of my nose tend to have some redness and I want to counteract that. And then we'll just put it in other areas I want to brighten my face. I'm going to go through with a concealer brush and just blend that in now. And I take my concealer right up to my bottom lash line. I want to go through and set it with some powder so it doesn't move. And in this video I chose just to leave my under eye area blank. I didn't put any mascara, I didn't put any eyeshadow. I wanted to keep it quick and fast when you're trying to head out the door. Now I'm going to go with Kat Von D's Shade and Light palette. I love this palette. As you can see, I've hit pan on 4 shades. And go through with the yellow banana like color and just put that all over the under eye to again help set it. I spend a lot of time patting my under eye with a beauty blender and setting it so it does not crease. Now I'm going to go in that same palette and use that medium brown shade and go ahead, and I'm not necessarily contouring, but just kind of bronzing up my face so I don't look so pale. Just giving it some color. Now I like to go through with just a buffer brush and just make sure everything's well blended. I really just kind of run that all over my whole face. I like to take a little bit of the light shade and just run it down the center of my nose. Then I'm going to go in with Morphe's blush palette. This is a gorgeous palette. I love all 9 shades. And I'm going to use that cranberry colored one and just lightly put some blush on my cheeks again to give me some color. And again, just blending it in with that buffer brush. I'm going to go in with Champagne Pop by Becca Jaclyn HIll. I love this shade. I just take a fan brush and I put it on the high points of my cheeks. I'm going to put a little bit on my cupid's bow and run a little bit down my nose. And then to give a little more oomph, I'm going to go in with Benefit Cosmetics What's Up. It's a stick highlighter. I like to put it on the lower half of my nose. I'll put it under my brow bone. It gives it a little bit of like a lift and a pop. And I also like to put it on my cupid's bow just to accentuate that area. Now it's time to go in and do lips. I'm going in with my favorite lip liners by MAC Cosmetics. This one is in the color Spice. I like lip stuff with a lot of color payoff. I like the liners with a lot of color payoff, lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, because as you can see, I have freckles on my lips. So I kind of want to cover those up. I don't want those showing through with my lip color. And I'm going to go through with NYX's. They have a lip lingerie liquid lipsticks. I love these. I've got 2 colors. I'm obsessed. And go ahead and put that on. I can't think of the color offhand, but don't worry. I will make sure and list it below. Now we are all set. This is the everyday makeup look, quick and easy. It only took me about 12 minutes to do, which I love when I'm getting ready in the morning. If you guys like this video, please like below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and please put in the comments other videos you'd like to see. Thanks!